All right, it's a good morning. Thank you for joining us on the Tuesday edition of TVC Breakfast. I'm Veronica Dan Ipoy, and I'm being joined this morning by Kemi Fola Ademo, who is looking exceptionally
good morning.
beautiful.
I am, and so are you. Thank you.
It's Tuesday already. We are counting down to Christmas, but then there are issues that we will be looking at this morning. Some concerning and some developments, especially coming from Rivers State with regards to the president wading into the matter. And then there's also the issue of the scarcity of cash, as it is Nigerians leading up to the Christmas are looking for cash at this point for transactions and every other thing that they need to do at this time. But first of all, we'll look at this story, which is quite a concerning development with regards to the fake drinks that have been discovered by the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, which disclosed that the Eziukwu Market in Aba Abia State discovered some of these drinks and intercepted counterfeit beverages and consumables. The agency says it will open the market after an agreement is reached to ensure sanctity. Sarah Eziukwu has details.
This is the sealed Eziukwu Market in Aba Abia State. Here, officials of NAFDAC discovered and intercepted counterfeiters producing a variety of beverages, including wines, soft drinks, and consumables. Over 1,500 cartons of the fake and substandard products were destroyed during the operation, while 300 cartons were evacuated to NAFDAC warehouse. According to NAFDAC, the street value of the confiscated and destroyed fake products is estimated at over 750 million naira. 10 persons have been arrested on arrival at the scene of the crime.
The agency raided over 240 shops that have turned themselves into factories where these harmful products were being produced and marketed. The shops turned factories are very filthy, using water from very unhygienic sources, harmful chemicals, saccharin, coloring, dirty recycled bottles, and cloned packaging materials of other brands. The adulteration of alcoholic beverages by criminal elements in the country is done by mixing of cheaper sources of sugar and starch besides grape or fruit, among other harmful chemicals unsuitable for human consumption.
Methanol, a substance which can be used in fake vodka, is one of the major ingredients used in these adulterated products. The World Health Organization, in their Global Status Report on Alcohol and Health, estimated that more than 3 million people have died all over the world as a result of alcohol poisoning.
Drinking adulterated alcohol can cause nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, drowsiness, dizziness, blue-tinged or pale skin, irregular or slow breathing, low body temperature, unconsciousness, and passing out.
This is perhaps the last time the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control NAFDAC will brief the media this year. The word of advice to members of the public is, during this Yuletide season, think about the 4 P's before buying alcohol. Think about the place, think about the price, think about the packaging and the product. Sarah Eziukwu, TVC News, Lagos.
But this is what you would describe as man's inhumanity to man, because how would you use chemicals that you know are detrimental to the system, the body system, to make products? If you have this level of ingenuity, so to speak, why don't you channel it into doing something that perhaps other persons can use that will be of benefit to humans, so to speak? Why putting so much effort into destroying humans, destroying people, destroying the businesses of the original makers of this product, so to speak? Because right now it will create some competition. They might want to sell theirs at a cheaper price, even though sometimes they sell it at the same price because the consumers may not even know the difference, so to speak. And then at the end of the day, a number of persons die. Where is your conscience?
They've been rightly called the merchants of death, Veronica, and I like the way you put it, because this is obviously brilliance at work, but for, you know, on a negative scale, because you have the idea, you have the technical know-how somehow, and you know the dangers inherent in these kind of business that you're doing, yet you still go on. Because of what? Is it because of money? But then you also know the original, so you go and buy the original, you drink the original,
and then
you give it out. And look at the long list of health concerns that, you know, drinking of these things, of this, you know, harmful products, you know, can bring to humans. And these are not just alcoholic products, these are, you know, drinks that anyone can drink.
What we term soft drinks.
Soft drinks, even children. And yes, we are in a festive season where so many of these drinks will be in circulation. It is really appalling. You used the word, you know, earlier on before the show started, that this is scary, because so many unsuspecting, you know, Nigerians and consumers will be affected. And this occurred in Abia State. But then who knows how far these products have traveled?
Of course.
Absolutely.
We were having a conversation earlier before we came on air where some of these seemingly manufacturing hubs are scattered across the country. Some are even said to be in Lagos, so to speak. So the agency, NAFDAC, is doing a lot, but obviously needs to do much more. I recall sometime last week going through the newspaper headlines where we're talking about the permeation of fake medication at the time, and they were talking about the fact that they had limited hands. Their budget is not enough for them to be able to recruit persons. So what they have with regards to budget at the time is to address matters of perhaps salaries, and then they cannot recruit more persons to be able to spread their tentacles across the country, beam their searchlight into areas such as this to nab these persons. Now, it means that the government needs to begin to look at how to channel resources towards this agency so they can clamp down on people like this. This is not healthy for our nation. This is not healthy for our country. As much as we will say that consumers should be aware, much more has to be done with going to the root causes, going to the source to cut off, you know, these persons. Then we can now begin to say that both the matters of awareness and cutting off these people, we will be getting the result that we want at the end of the day.
INEC didn't, NAFDAC, I should say, didn't, I didn't hear whether this, you know, breakthrough was as a result of help of from Nigerians. But as we can see, this is in an open place. So we also, INEC, NAFDAC would also, I don't know why I keep using INEC, NAFDAC and all these agencies would also need the help of regular Nigerians, because this is not exactly done in
isolation.
Secluded place. They say the whole of the cemetery market had to be shut down because of the magnitude of these illegal operations. So people...
Is the leadership of the market saying they do not know about this?
Right. So these are part of the questions that, you know, we really need answers to. Not only should these, only about 10 people are said to have been prosecuted. This is a cartel. And we heard, you know, before the show started, how it's such a deadly operation. If you try to penetrate as a regular person, you could even lose your life. These are people that they know what they're doing. It's such a we hear that is about more than 200 or 300 million naira that have been destroyed now.
Yes,
at stake.
As I looked through the reports, 80 million.
Far more than,
yes.
It will be far more than that. So
Yeah.
I believe that, you know, Nigerians, people also need to play their part in, these things are right there in the open. So people should just look at the environment. And INEC has said that's also one
NAFDAC.
pointer. NAFDAC has said that's also a pointer.
Yeah.
Then the pricing, of course, we know that things are really unstable in the market in terms of pricing, but we could also, you know, watch out for pricing places of production. Not that you would know anyway, but, well, they have said there are some pointers that you could use to get that these products are
Yeah, there are some features
harmful.
on the originals that you can use to identify.
Because they are familiar names.
Yes,
that
so that you
apparently
can
have
use
been
to
adulterated.
differentiate between the original and the fake. But it takes an eagle eye to be able to, you know, identify the differences.
All you want at this
because
time
at this
is
time, what you want is a chill drink
get my
or anything. You just grab one and you move on. So now the consumers have to pay attention to the products, to the pricing, even though sometimes they sell the price. It's the same price they sell some of these products, so that you cannot differentiate.
So for you not to even
so
tell.
To speak. So you look at the product and you look at the place, but then it means that there is a market for this thing. So that is why these people are thriving. So we must also look at those who are at the chain, who are buying these products from these people
and then selling
to consumers.
Yes, that's also
so it's very important that we beam our searchlight in that direction as well, so that we can cut down, we can destroy the chain.
Absolutely.